So you did a little research about a one-person business. You've went on Twitter, you've went on Instagram, you Googled a little bit, you probably went on YouTube and searched on YouTube a little bit about the one-person business model. And here's what I'm finding, because I had some people come in my DM. You want to write. That is the skill acquisition. That is the skill that you want to do. You feel like you've been writing your whole life in school and everything like that. So writing is the way you're going to go. So let's look at this scenario a little closely. And you found your passion is writing. You watched the influencers, you soaked up all the money making strategies that you could find on Twitter and on Instagram and everywhere else. So now your confidence meter has basically exploded at the thought that you could do this too. And it's an epiphany. It really is. So you jumped online, you started your profile and everything, followed a few influencers, purchased a course or two, or maybe not, you haven't done it yet. But after you've had your fill of the YouTube and Twitter Kool-Aid, the courage juice, the juice that's giving you the courage to do this, you leaped right into the cold DM abyss and you fell flat. So I want to make a few things clear. Just because you've become a writer does not make you a marketer. And just because you can write does not make you a copywriter. Okay? I don't say this to discourage you. I'm just being 100% real. If you love to write, you use that passion and the natural talents that you have to learn copywriting. Once you've learned the basics of copywriting, you must also learn marketing. Everybody, no matter what business you are in the business of marketing, whether it's yourself, whether it's one of your clients' businesses. And typically, the underlying foundation to it all is some form of writing, some form of written communication, some form of a written, especially if you're online, there's a lot of landing pages, there's a lot of copy and words that you use to persuade people to buy, okay? It is an art to it. It can be learned. But writing is only a piece, a small piece of the marketing pie. So you have to take the time to learn about psychology and human behavior, what makes them buy. And you do this by thinking about your own habits. You really need to take a look at what makes you do the things you do. So say, for instance, when I am on Facebook, for instance, if I'm scrolling and if an ad stops me, you know those little three dots? I save that ad so I can come back to it later in my free time because I have blocked out time, and I will go back to it and figure out and dissect that ad and look at it again a little closely as to why it caught my attention. Why did it catch my attention? Now, that particular ad might have not caught your attention or somebody else's, but it caught mine, and somebody like me would stop for this, right? So you got to pay attention to things like that. You need to know what catchphrases catch people's attention, what makes them click the buy button. And if all writers, think about it, if all writers were copywriters, why don't self-published authors do their own marketing? Because it's a different style, a different art, a different form of writing. A copywriter's main goal is to get the sale. They need to send you on a journey and get the sale. Now, an author's goal is to write a great story. It's to create a world that the reader can get lost into. And an author has over 60,000 plus words to do that. And not to saying copywriters can't create a piece of that length that long. However, that's like 300 and something pages. However, let's be honest. That is not what ghostwriters or writers on Twitter is trying to do. They're not trying to write a book for their clients, right? They're looking to write short, snappy social media copy. So it needs to be short. It needs to be punchy. It needs to make the customer click, and it needs to do it quickly in a shorter amount of word count. Now, it's different from writing a sales page where you have like maybe 1,000 to 2,000, 2,500 words. It's still not a novel, right? But there's a certain art. It's a skill. It can be learned. Just like you have some fiction writers who find it hard to write nonfiction because nonfiction is not written in the same way fiction is. It doesn't follow the same type of arc structure per se. It's a different style. And so it makes it difficult for some writers who do write fiction to write nonfiction. And it's also hard vice versa. If they're not studying the skill to do it, but because they are a writer and have the foundation, they are able to pick up on the things a little faster to learn the art of that particular style of writing. And I'm not going to go off on a tangent here because I got my little ramblings out the way. I just kind of want to let you guys know, don't get confused, okay, about the essence of this. All right. While you're out here trying to build your one-person business. Now, practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes progress. So when you're looking for new clients, okay, so you decided to write, that's the skill acquisition. You've taken some things to learn this skill. Now you need to do the second step. Remember in the last video, I'm going to plug it right here, but in the last video, I told you what those 3 steps were. Skill acquisition, practice, and then raise your prices, right? So if your skill acquisition is this copywriting, ghostwriter, you want to write type of thing, you need to learn the skill. You need to watch YouTube videos. You need to get some books. You need to take a course. You need to do something to get the basics of this skill down. Once you do that, which doesn't take a long time, then you need to practice. And again, practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes progress. So now you're ready to implement. You're ready to execute on what you've learned. So when you're looking for clients to copyright for, you don't have to pick a particular niche. Okay? You pick the people who you want to do this for. Doesn't have to be in a particular niche. Hopefully it's for someone you have an interest in, right? But that's your interest. It's you. Remember, you're in the business of you. So you should know what type of people you want to work for or write for because that's something you're interested in. So then you find them. You go into the DM. Oh my goodness, I'm going to show you some examples. But don't be that copywriter who wants to take a person's account to 100K followers and you have less than the person that you're trying to do work for. All right? Because what they're thinking is like, hey, let me teach you. Let me teach you, Mr. Ghost Copywriter or Miss Ghost Copywriter, how I got to 100K. Right? You can't teach me how to get to 100K when you haven't gotten to 100K. And that's how some people are going to look at it. Not everybody. And I know it's hard in the beginning, but first you use some of those strategies on yourself first. Okay? Use them on yourself. Like get to at least 500 to 1,000 followers and then go after somebody who has less than you to help them go to 500 and to 1,000. Okay? Now, don't go into the DM preaching because the first thing that individual is going to do when you try to pitch them in the DM is they're going to go straight to your profile. And trust me, because this is what I do. Typically, if somebody DMs you and you don't know who they are, what are you doing? On any platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you're going to the profile to see who I know that might know this person. Do we have some mutuals? What are you about before I respond to you? Because I don't know you, right? So you're going to go check them out. So they're going to go check you out first. And then they're going to see you with your 65 followers, but you're trying to teach them how to get to 100,000. They might not take you seriously. Now, if you have a social media channel that is like, say, for example, you might just be new to Twitter. So, of course, your following is like 65 people. But you were booming already on Instagram or YouTube. It's best to use that. Like, I've grown to, 50,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, right? So yes, I'm new. I'm bringing my business to Twitter. So of course it's new. So of course it's down, but you have proof that you've done numbers, right? So you use that to your advantage. Okay. So that's a little side note on how you do it. But I'm gonna pop up some, one of the guys that I follow, name is Dakota Robertson. He's a young man, but oh my God, I am very impressed with several young men that are in this industry. And it just amazes me at how smart they are. Okay. At the age they are. Okay. I have sons older than them, but they're doing it. Unfortunately, my sons, I wish they were my sons, right? My sons aren't interested in stuff like this, but I wish they were my sons, right? They're my little mini me's. And Dakota Robinson, you can go check him out. I'm going to put the image right here, but he received a DM. Okay, so this is what happens when people go out into the cold DM abyss. Look at this here. It says, "Hello, Dakota. I see you are quite active on Twitter. Would you be interested in hiring a ghostwriter for Twitter who creates engaging threads and tweets which are in your niche?" Now, I love how Dakota responded because he laughed and he saved this guy some grace, but he also taught him a lesson. He said, you should do research on people before you DM them. And he laughed. And the reason why is because whoever this person is, and I think I remember who it was, and this was on his Twitter. So this was a public tweet, okay, that went out. And if you don't know who Dakota Robinson is, first of all, he owns a ghostwriting agency. First things first. Second of all, he has over 200,000+ followers on his Twitter alone. Okay. He already is a 7-figure earner. He already knows how to write threads and tweets. He teaches people how to do it. He has an agency that does it for businesses. He don't need you to do it for him. But see, that was the embarrassing part of it all. I laughed actually when I saw it. And I appreciated how he saved them. He gave them some grace with the laugh. But don't be that person. Know who you are targeting. Don't just be going down spamming the DM because you've been told to send cold DMs for outreach. Do it with some integrity. Do it ethically. Be real. Research the person that you want to do the business with. Matter of fact, don't jump into the DM immediately even like that. Try to get to know them. I know you're in the rush to get to the bag. I get that. And that's where this stems from. You're anxious and ready to make money and not really understanding that you need to build a relationship first. Even if it's a short one, a week or so, just responding, or even a couple of days. It just depends on the interaction that you have with the person you want to pitch to or the business. Now, check out this other one. I think I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put it up here on the screen. Now, this comes from Thomas. He's a sweet young man. Okay. He's not here in the States, but this pitch came to me. All right. So now we're going to see how I'm telling you how they pitching me. I loved his approach, and I actually broke it down. I'm going to put the link in the description below on my thoughts on these as well, so you can actually see the breakdown as well as how I would have done it, okay, which I'm going to probably share on this video. But looking at Thomas's, it is basically, I was wondering if I could help you build your personal brand through my ghostwriting services. That kind of lowered my guard. I'm doing free work in exchange for a testimonial. If you are interested, do let me know. I loved his approach. I really did. I write myself, but I would definitely give him the opportunity to write for me and give him a testimonial, because I know he's starting, and everybody has to start from somewhere. And it's building a relationship with this new person. Thomas is building a relationship with me, and I'm building a relationship with him. Well, that's what I thought. Okay. But this is the thinking. I was wondering if I could help you. He doing it. What's in it for me? He ain't even really talking about himself. He's saying, this, can I help you? Who doesn't want to be helped? For free. Oh, that really let my guard down. So now I don't even have to pay. And the only thing you want from me is a testimonial? Hell, I can give you that. Fine. Do your thing. You know, because it's a win-win situation. He created a win-win situation. I win by getting free work, and that frees me up, even though I could write my own. Now I don't got to write none, because that's what I'm thinking, because I'm going to let him write it. So I get free work, and he gets a testimonial. So it's a win for him and a win for me. That's the kind of deal and the kind of DMs you need to be thinking about writing. How am I going to make this a win-win situation for the client, not for you? Okay? So think about that. And I loved his approach. He said, awesome, let's schedule something. Now, I did an update in the post as well, because this happened maybe about a week or so ago, almost 2 weeks ago. And he never followed up with me. We scheduled the time and the day, and he never DM'd me with a link for a Zoom call or a Skype call. Understand this. If you set an appointment with someone that agreed to do business with you and give you a testimonial, be sure to follow up with them. You're the one that wants the testimonial. You're the one that went into their DM. You're the one that made the offer, which means you need to be the one to follow up. I should not, because I was thinking about DMing him back to ask him, well, where's the link? And I said, oh, I'm not going to do that, because this is a learning lesson. Because he had someone that was going to tell him yes. And he lost out on that, right? Don't be him either. Be him in the beginning, but don't be him at the end. The fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Those rules apply in all the situation. Follow up. So that is the thing with that one. So here's one I didn't like. Okay, I'm about to put it up on the screen. And I didn't put a name on this because I really didn't like this approach, but it could have just been me. I could have been in my feelings. I don't know. It just made me, it rubbed me the wrong way. And again, this is an art. Writing is an art, guys. And this person probably didn't even mean it like I perceived it, right? But it was the words he chose and the order in which he stated them. That's why this is an art. You have to be careful with your wordplay if you're going to be a copywriter. So check this one out. Hey D, I just gone through your website and I really like the design of it. The colors make your website more interesting. At the time of this, I had my links page up, right? I don't have it anymore. So it's not up there anymore, but because I was already in the process of revamping, I took my 2 weeks off, but he got the link page. He didn't really even get my website. Okay. So it says, I've also gone through your tweets and they are consistent. However, they are not getting much engagement. I know you are busy, but I can help write interesting tweets for you. So basically, he just assumed I was busy and I can help write interesting tweets for you. Okay. That way you can attract your targets. How do you even know I want to attract targets? How do you even know that I'm busy? Hell, I mean, yes, my Twitter account has been on Twitter, guys. Don't beat me up. It has been on Twitter since 2012, but I'm not active on Twitter. I just reserved my name, and I reserved my name across all platforms. I have I am D Willis across every platform, even Snapchat, and I don't even use Snapchat. And because I reserved my name, and any new social media platform that pops up, I am going there to get my name. Even Clubhouse, I don't even use Clubhouse, but my name, I am D Willis, that is my name. I am going to get it so nobody else can use it. So he made a lot of assumptions, or she made a lot of assumptions about me and my business and what I want to do all in this. Okay. Now, it's some good points. He did show, or she did show, because I don't remember if it was a guy or a girl, but they did show that they did some research, right? That was the good part. I've gone through your website. Okay. Everybody likes to be praised. I really like the design of it. And I thought the colors, made your website more interesting. It made it more interesting. So without the colors, would it have not been interesting? I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about that, right? I don't know. I thought the colors made your website very interesting. And I don't know. Anyway, I've gone through your tweets and they are consistent. Okay. Really? Considering I barely post, but I did get tweet hunter, so however, they are not getting much engagement. Well, hell, I only got 100. I'm only following 100 people on there. I mean, how much engagement do you think they're going to give me? And plus, the majority of my followers right now are book reviewers. Because when I did write my book, I posted that a lot on Twitter. Okay, because that audience, all of the book bloggers were on Twitter. They weren't on Facebook. So I went to Twitter to get my bloggers. So of course, a lot of my followers are like book bloggers and people who read books and, critique your book and stuff like that. So, but this person doesn't know any of this because they just in my DM trying to cold pitch me. And then they go into, however, they're not getting much engagement. Yeah, because those kind of posts are not interested in those people. And that's the only people that's seeing it right now, for real. And I know you are busy, but I can help write interesting tweets. You do? I am busy, huh? I don't know. I can't tell. But anyway, don't do that. Guys, that was a lot of assumptions. Because I'm like, however, they are not getting much engagement. No shit, Sherlock. It's an account with only 112 followers at the time of him DMing me. I know you are busy. You do. And how did you come to that conclusion, sir? Like, you don't even know nothing about me. You haven't asked me anything about me. So, those kind of things, don't pitch like that. But I can help write interesting tweets for you. Hell, you can't even write a pitch. I don't want you writing like this to my audience. You need some more practice, sir. That way you could attract your targets. Oh, really? What's my targets? I don't have targets. I work with people, not targets. I just he didn't even say target market or your target audience. He said targets and stopped. These are not targets. I'm not target shooting. Like, I did not like the verbiage, okay? I'm sorry. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the description, in the comments. So, guys, there's a better approach. you learn it in Psychology 101. Okay. But I did spare them some grace. I told them, I already have someone who's going to be doing it for me because Thomas already got to me first. Okay. Well, I guess this is a guy. His name Benjamin. Okay. And don't ask me what his last name is. But, because I'm looking at my notes while I'm doing the video too. I'm starting to do scripts, guys. I'm starting to do scripts. Learning. But here's how I would have done it. Me personally, I would have mixed the two. Like, hey, D, I just took a tour of your website and had to reach out. I loved your design and the color theme is amazing. I have a ghostwriting service and I would love to help you build your personal brand. I'll do this for free in exchange for an honest testimonial from you. Please let me know if you're interested. Something like that. Like I said, Psychology 101, people love when you talk about them or you give them a compliment or you give them praise. Especially considering by them talking about my website, I just took a tour of your website and had to reach out because I love the design and the color. They don't even know that would have really, coming at me like that would have really made me feel good because I built it myself and I designed it myself, but they didn't know that. But I knew that. So it would have been more praise if your client did something themselves and you kind of liked it, even though it might, you could probably do better. But if you tell them that you liked it, and they like, oh my God, I did that myself, that helps out. It breaks down some barriers for you and helps you build a relationship with this person. And then later when you have a rapport, you can give them advice on what they can do better or what they can upgrade. Don't come to them like, upgrade this. Hold on, who is you? Time out. Don't do that. Like I said, it's Psychology 101. And people, if you study what you're supposed to study, you will learn this. This person is coming into the game and hasn't really even done enough yet. So you got to be very clear about your research and try not to offend the people you're trying to pitch in the process. Really follow up with people. He gave some compliments, like I said. Well, he tried, but he assumed a lot in his pitch instead of getting to the point. And he made assumptions about my time, about what my goals are, even about my audience. They targets? No, my audience is not targets. Sorry. Like what they say, that saying, what they say about when you assume you make an ass out of you and me. Don't do that. That's the monkey see, monkey do conundrum that I was talking about. Talked about it in a previous video. Again, you can go check it out there. But there are creators out there who are authentic, like myself, and a couple of other people that I follow. I know they're real and I know they're genuine. And there are some out there that just see it as a hustle, as a way to make money, and as they're not really as passionate about it. They're doing it because they're doing monkey see, monkey do, and not really understanding the one person business is a change in the game. You're not going to be able to be monkey see, monkey do in this business model. You're just not. You're not going to be able to be a clone. And that's what I love about it so much. Now, the problem with this ghostwriting service and the copywriting trend is money. That's really what's going on right now. Because they see a lot of former people making money or made money from it. It's getting very saturated because the ghostwriting services that are popping up, they're not really good at copywriting. They're not honing the craft. Okay? So you got to hone the craft at doing it. That's what you got to do. So people are hopping on this bandwagon for all the wrong reasons. And yes, it's awesome to get paid to write. Trust me. And that's every author's dream. That's every writer's dream, is to get paid to write. It's for people to enjoy their writing. Okay. And for people to, in a copywriter sense, for their writing to produce revenue for a company so that they can stay open and keep paying their employees and stuff like that. So if you enjoy it, heck yeah, go for it. Build the skill. I personally love writing. I still practice. I'm still practicing frameworks. And that's because I write different types of writing. I write notes, bullet points. That's different from writing ad copy. So I might write more notes than I do ad copy. So guess what? I'm better at journaling than I am ad copy. So I have to you got to keep that fresh. You got to keep doing it. You got to stay practicing. And then you can raise your price. And then you repeat. Those are the 3 steps again, guys. Skill acquisition, practice, 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 raise your price. Skill acquisition, practice, 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 raise your price. It's like a flywheel, guys. You just keep going. And that's how you make it. And it takes time. Okay. So if you're going to jump into the world of copywriting and start an agency, know what the expectations are. Know what you're up against and learn, study, and execute with authenticity. I be trying to say that word. Some words I can't pronounce, y'all. Something. Just be genuine. Being authentic. That I can say. Just be real. All right. So I hope you like this video. Drop your comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to leave the link to the article where you can actually read it if you want. You can read it in its entirety. Don't forget to join the deluxe letter, baby, because I get serious in those. So that comes out every Sunday, but you can sign up and read them for free. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.